Hello everyone and welcome to my presentation that I did at the Blend 2022 on what's new in Garage Hive. So what is new? We're going to talk about Tyre Scan, garage industry trends, Power BI updates, predefined job sheet comments, online inquiries, automated review requests, GSF parts integration, and print/email multiple posted job sheets. So Tyre Scan. We've integrated with a company called Tyre Scan. They've got two pieces of hardware, the Groove Glove and the TreadSpec 3.0. The Groove Glove is the portable device, handheld, and it's about the same size as a small tablet. Using that device, you take a picture of the reg number of the vehicle. That will recognize the reg, and then you use the device itself to actually scan the tyres on the vehicle, and that sends the information to Tyre Scan, which we then pull into Garage Hive. The TreadSpec device is a drive-over device. Both of these devices allow you to scan all four wheels on a vehicle in less than a minute. It can be done whilst the vehicle's on the ground and creates visually attractive PDFs, integrates into our VIEs, and hopefully allows for a better experience for your customers and more transparent communication about their tyre condition. So the device itself will produce a PDF just like this. This is Tyre Scan's PDF that you can access from within Garage Hive, but you won't actually need to use this. So in a vehicle inspection under Process and Get Tyre Scan, you will draw the data from Tyre Scan and populate the vehicle inspection. So in this example, we've done just that, and we've filled out red and ambers. We've put in what's required, 2.6 mil, 3.4 mil, etc., etc. Automatically mapped the text. So you just click the button in the VIE. And what that means is we're also drawing the pictures that Tyre Scan produce on the tyre tread depths and conditions, so we can better communicate with customers on the tyre condition. So in this example with online authorization, we've pulled forward pictures of the tyres. So if we were trying to sell a wheel alignment or explain the condition of the tyres, it would be much easier with these graphical images. In addition to that, there's been a Power BI report built which correlates job sheets and checklists with the amount of scans that were done, how many tyres were dangerous, advisory, how many wheel alignments were needed, etc. Really great, powerful report for analysing this integration and what your garage is seeing. So as you can see, we did a 1,300 scans over about a week or so at two branches at Lindley's, and 46% of the vehicles scanned needed a wheel alignment, and nearly 12% had urgently required replacement tyres. Alex has done a video specifically on this, so I will link that video in the description. Anyone who's interested in this, I urge you to go and watch that video and then contact us to get in touch with Tyre Scan if you want to know more. Garage industry trends. So Garage Hive customers are quite data centric, I would say, and as a collective we've got lots of data we can share with each other. You'll all be familiar with the questions on the forums about what's your labour rate, are you guys quiet, are you guys busy, so on and so forth. So as a concept, we're thinking of sharing, or we are sharing, these four KPIs: average future bookings, average invoice value, the labour rate, and the net promoter score. This, of course, is anonymised, so no one actually knows, whose data we're looking at. And the key here is not to focus on static values and to focus on how the industry is trending at the moment, or in the past, or upcoming, once we've got a length of data to use. So how do we collect this data? If you opt in, because it is an opt-in service, you can search garage industry trend entries in Garage Hive here. If you search that in the magnifying glass, which is there in Garage Hive, you can see what data you're exporting. So we want to be very transparent about this. We're exporting the average invoice value, the net promoter score, the count of future bookings, and your labour rate. On this date, this is what data it was, and we exported it. We're also exporting the country code and the postcode area so that in the future, not too distant future, we can, once we've got enough customers on board, we can do regionalised data without it being obvious whose data it is you've looked at. So there's 3 phases to this project. Phase 1 is the launch and asking garages like yourselves, your good selves, to opt in and share your data with the rest of the community. Phase 2 is to get more garages on board and to then start to map and chart this data into trended data on the website. And phase 3 then would be to take this trending data and put it into the Garage Hive Power BI app so that you can actually see your data in relation to the industry trend. So to see this data, there's 2 ways. You can go to garageindustrytrends.com. It's a public URL. Go there whenever you like and view it, whether you're opted in or not. Or if you're the system administrator in Garage Hive, you'll see the tiles at the bottom, not tiles, 2 little actions at the bottom of your set of tiles on the homepage. One for enable, so you click on that, choose which locations, if you're multi-location, you want to share your data for, and then there's a little enable slider at the top of the page. And the other action is a shortcut to this website. So from Garage Hive, you can click on Garage Industry Trends and get taken straight to the website. I really would urge, everyone to opt in if you can. It's, we've all got this data. We're all in the same boat, and I'm sure there's not many of you that mind sharing that with the collective. Right, the Power BI updates. So under the service section of version 48 in Power BI, which is now released on the documents website, we've got deleted job sheet analysis, customer stroke vehicle count, VIE time log analysis, vehicle on site time analysis, tyre scans, and under the finance section we've got the GP target section. So deleted job sheet analysis pretty much does what it says on the tin. When you delete a job sheet now, you are asked why you're deleting it, for what reason, to give it a reason code. As you can see here, there's a large portion of cancelled bookings or made in error, but not many no-shows in comparison. So this data can help you refine those areas that need refining. The customer stroke vehicle count. So this data is quite early days with this data, and what we suspect is that it correlates with average invoice value. So if the vehicle comes in and you've got the time and the capacity to inspect it and repair it properly whilst it's in and then out, then your actual vehicle ratio to customers will be lower. So you see 1 vehicle and 1 customer once, as opposed to seeing them back over and over and over again, coming in for dribs and drabs of repairs. VIE time log analysis. So this is a KPI for service advisors. We're all used to analysing technicians' time, but now we can start to analyse how long it takes for service advisors to complete certain tasks. In this case, how long it takes to get a VIE authorised. The vehicle on site time analysis, this has been split into 2 sections. So we've got the less than 10 hours and the more than 10 hours section, on the basis that obviously less than 10 hours it's in and out on a day. If it's more than 10 hours, tends to be a major job, and we didn't want the major jobs longer than a day to skew the smaller job work. Again, the idea of this is that the longer you can keep a car on site, that one day should maximize your average invoice value, because if you can keep it on site for the whole day, you've probably charged labour for most of the day, and seen it out the door. The Tyre Scan report, which I explained just a short while ago in the video, is a Power BI report that correlates the amount of tyre scans that were done per job sheet, if they are satisfactory or advisory or urgent, and any alignments that are needed and or sold then. So in this example, 142 were needed and only 55 were sold. So perhaps they can sell a few more alignments if they were focused on it. And then daily, weekly and monthly GP targets. So it's been asked for quite a lot to add this in. You should all be very familiar with the GP target spreadsheet that has been created, where you can key in all of your expenses and your wants and work out what your daily gross profit target is, which is one of the key things you look at on the home page, the summary page of Power BI. But now we can get this information into Garage Hive on a daily basis. So we can actually see here if you are meeting or exceeding your targets. So how would we set that up? So in Garage Hive itself, if you search for business targets, you can export this table. So it's run on a bit quick, but I'll go over it as it loops back around. So we can fill out this table with the data from that GP spreadsheet, and that will then head off into Power BI and give you that charted graph. So once this is just rolled over, I'll talk you through what I'm doing here. Just clearing out the weekends data and putting it back in. So I'd recommend, if you search business targets, that you fill out the top line. So put in a location, the type, there's only one type at the moment, gross profit, put in a date, any date, and then the first value you have. Click export there at the top of the page, get that into Excel. Once it's in Excel, make the cells a bit wider, and then you can actually drag this data down 30 odd columns to give you a month's worth of dates. You can see that Excel very cleverly works out the dates and puts the weekdays in for you. You can then set your daily amount for that month that you want in there, and then if you filter the days, you can get rid of Saturday and Sunday. If you're not open Saturday and Sunday, it would make sense to change your target on that day to 0 so that you don't get a really wiggly line. Of course, the GP calculator is not including weekends. And then once you've imported it back into Garage Hive like that, you can see that we've got a daily target to be exported to Power BI. So it's going to be recommended that this exercise is done monthly, because over the period of a month your expenses might change. You might employ staff, give pay rises, lose staff, so on and so forth. So it's worth redoing this as part of a month-end process. So comments. Lots of people have asked for this feature, so hopefully it's well received. In service packages now, in the service package card, at the bottom of the card, you will find the predefined job sheet comments section, where you can select or denote what codes you want. You can create additional codes, you can reuse codes, because you can, if you wanted to, just use customer over and over and over again as the type, but you can denote different text for each code. And then every time you add this service package to a job sheet, it will add these comments to that job sheet, but only once. So if you add the service package multiple times, it won't create multiple comments on the job sheet. And in addition to that, we've added it to service types. So if you search in Garage Hive for service types, you'll find now, by clicking on the code, so if you were to click on MOT here, code, you will end up in a service type. You will end up in a service type card, And you can do the same thing here as you can do in the service packages. So we've got the predefined job sheet comments, and you can add the codes, denote the individual text, and then when you create a job for MOT service types, it will add these comments to that job. Next is online inquiries. So this is quite a big change to online booking, but not a change to process or flow or how the customers interact, which is good. So in this example, a customer's gone to your online booking platform, and they're booking a interim service for £154, and they're going to ask for an estimate for a timing belt. And on the next page, they're presented with two options. So we have the options they're going to book, so £154 interim service, and we're going to add this definable text so you can help guide your customers to give you a bit better information. So when was this service last? That's customizable text. And we've got this nice big text box here for them to fill in that data. And then because they've chosen an estimate option, we have this option to estimate at the bottom here, where we're going to replace timing belt estimate. And again, this would be predefinable. So if it was for a diagnosis, or in this case timing belt, we're asking why they want the timing belt changed, again with a big text box at the bottom for them to fill that in. So on the next page, as the customer goes through this journey like they always have, so it won't change for them if they're used to your platform, they have this customer is successfully booked in on the 21st at 9 o'clock for the interim service at 154.50, and we're going to estimate them for a timing belt. What that will do then in Garage Hive is book them in, schedule the appointment, make the job sheet as it does. It'll populate the online bookings review tile as you're already used to, but it will also create an estimate. And then on that estimate, you can obviously populate it, talk to the customer, and copy that estimate if they authorize it to the job sheet, and then rebook, reallocate, or extend the allocation as necessary in the schedule for that work. Automated review requests. So surveys, they're great for internal use, finding out what the customers feel about you as a garage and what's gone on, but public reviews, that's a different kettle of fish. So we're going to allow customers to leave a external public review based on the NPS score they give on the internal survey. So how it will work as a customer, in this example, this customer has selected 9 out of 10. So on the second page the customer sees, we'll thank them for their feedback and then ask them if they'd like to leave a review on Google as well. And when they click the review link, they will be sent here to Google, where they can choose the star rating they want to give and leave a public-facing comment. So how do we set this up in Garage Hive? I'll just start using this now. Well, you can define this text. So leave a review on, so that's definable. And also, of course, where the button leads is definable by yourselves. So you can use any platform you wish. So to enable this, you need to head to Survey Setup. And if you're only single location, then this is as far as you need to come. You need to add your minimum NPS question value here in this box. So in this example, it's 9. And you will get 2 extra options below here. But in this slide, I'm showing it for multi-location. So if you are a single location branch, you'll find everything you need here in the survey setup. They'll be here and here. But a multi-location, you still need to come to survey setup to set up the minimum value question. But then you would need to go to your location cards, where you would add in the platform name. So this is the definable text where you'd write Google, and then the link. So this is the URL here where you would like to forward that customer to when they click on the leave a review button. So GSF parts integration. Some of you are already using this, but if you don't know what it is, then you're in the right place. We've got an integration with their parts lookup system, AliCat, and also we can now order parts directly through Garage Hive. So if we were to open AliCat from a job sheet in or an estimate in Garage Hive, we will open it focused on the vehicle in question, and if you've populated it through Autodata or one of those features, we actually even know what kind of parts you're going to need. So not only is the basket in AliCat focused on the vehicle, it's focused on the right items as well. So we can see now local branch stock prices, add it to the basket, and then back in Garage Hive we can pull that basket from AliCat into Garage Hive and populate the document, and even then process the purchase order, which will come out at the local branch and they'll send the parts straight to you. All very good. And then the last but not least feature is the ability to print stroke email posted job sheets. So from the posted and archived documents section at the top of any page in Garage Hive, but top of the home page, if you go to posted job sheets, you can select by clicking on this and select more, you can select the job sheets that you want to print or email. And then under the invoice section, we can send, which is for emailing, or print, which is for printing. And you then will be guided between whether you want to collate them into one PDF with, in this case, 5 pages or 5 separate PDFs. But that's it. That's the features that were announced at the Blend 2022. I hope you found this webinar useful. Some of these features have got, as I said at the beginning, specific videos made for them already, or documentation, so I'll do my best to link everything I can in the description. So if you check the description for this video for anything you're specifically interested in, or just contact us at support and we will help you make the most of these. Thank you very much, and see you all shortly, I'm sure.